How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, Faze Crypto, and today I think we should dedicate some time to talking about Verge, because Verge XVG is one of those cryptocurrencies that hasn't really been getting much attention lately, but I think it's a well-deserved cryptocurrency to pay attention to, in particular in this market with all these different cryptos getting all this hype. Some deserved, some lackluster. I think Verge is one of those technologies that's definitely on the move. So we'll start off with this article right here. Verge founder Justin Sunrock talks about the future and potential of XRV in an interview. So this article basically just goes into detail about the history of Verge. Started in 2014 and was meant to be privacy-based Bitcoin based cryptocurrency. It evolved into much more, of course, is why we're talking about it today. Programming and all these different things about the history of the founder. But the thing that I really want to highlight is not only the inception of Verge currency, which is an important part of this article. I'd recommend you guys going and checking out, but of course, when we really want to talk about the future of cryptocurrency, I think that there cannot be any, realistically, when we want to put as much financial freedom, all these things are going hand in hand with privacy technologies, and Verge being the privacy altcoin. Now I know the privacy space in terms of cryptocurrencies often saturated by other technologies that seek to do a similar thing. Now we're talking about Monero, we're talking about Dash to a certain extent, and of course I have to give tip of the hat to Apollo cryptocurrency, because Apollo is definitely one of those cryptos that has the potential to really be a front runner when it comes to privacy cryptos. But I'm just basically think it's important to make this video because Verge does show a lot of key indicators that they could be a significant performer in terms of where they go, in terms of price and in terms of usability. I mean, we could expect some pretty interesting things, in terms of what Verge is going to be able to bring to the table. And it's just one of those cryptos that I feel is important to bring to your attention. When we talk about privacy technologies, it makes perfect sense that if you think about fiat currency as the original privacy technology, that people being able to use just paper money as their privacy, all these different things, the transition and going over to the use of cryptocurrency is certainly going to bring up all these different altcoins are going to have to basically either sink or swim. Now, of course, when it comes to the vast majority of altcoins, I'm of the school of thought that a lot of these altcoins are pretty much going to get smited off the map before we see mass adoption taking place. That's just my personal perspective, because once that institutional money starts pouring in, there's going to be so many different projects and so many different things that are going to be competing in the space. We'll probably be seeing the vast majority of the undervalued cryptos just simply falling by the wayside. But I would make the argument that Verge is one of those cryptos that has the potential, and has the team working behind it, that could really bring it all the way. Of course, with the history of it and all the different points aforementioned, I think when we want to talk about the current state of affairs when it comes to cryptocurrency, we really can't ignore these smaller altcoins that are often going unnoticed. Verge continues to generate a mixed reaction among crypto analysis since its inception in 2013. Why some quarters argue that it is an excellent coin built on the premise of privacy. Others believe that is a coin with a vague framework. And of course, this is something that I think is important for us to talk about today. Despite any viewpoint, Verge continues to be one of the most popular coins among crypto investors. The 47th in term market cap. It's common, that the most investors tend to focus on the top 10 coins, but I think that Verge is definitely one of those cryptos that deserves, at least you doing your research into it. Is Verge XVG is limited to privacy transactions. Is frequently dismissed by some analysis as a coin that is vague. And all these different things, but I think that could ultimately pay off, close to the year after. This was pretty funny, but the Pornhub partnership, does Verge showcase any progress? Now I know that developed some controversy, but you actually have to understand how much traffic websites like these actually get. I mean, the original internet was pretty much built upon websites like that, so it's something kind of comical, almost a meme, but at the same time I think that it does show promise, that Verge is able to strike up deals on those certain sides of the spectrum, which does show their willingness to work with where the money is, which is ultimately, untapped markets are always going to have that potential. And of course, not all cryptocurrencies want to have their name recognition, but of course, Verge, vague Verge, more than willing to have that association for itself. But obviously, Verge is currently second to Monero in terms of popularity among anonymous coins, that has shown rebounding at recent time. But another argument that I would definitely want to make is that the more turmoil we see in the cryptocurrency space, and not only in cryptocurrency but all the way across the world, the more people begin to question certain systems and all these different things, the more we're going to see technologies like Verge and other privacy technologies getting their potential, getting their day in the sun, just because it's essential for them. Basically, no matter who you are all the way around the world, privacy is definitely a #1 concern. So it's Verge keeps coming to mind, when I think about these different things, and of course, in a time where people are so, on the edge of their seats, I think that as cryptocurrency mass adoption continues to be implemented, and we're seeing more people, actually using these things in day-to-day life, something like Verge definitely does have that potential. With NetSense, last partner opens Verge to thousands of consumers, 100 plus countries. NetSense was a big building block. Verge integrated into Elysium, definitely an interesting article to check out there. On r/Verge currency is definitely a good research platform to find more information when it comes to Verge. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. This interview is certainly something that you should check out. It seems like all the cryptocurrency founders are named Justin something. But it's interesting to see, how Verge has been, the trust is the ecosystem, encryption, the value comes from, our own use, and, the trust of these sort of things are going to definitely pay off, as these technologies continue to come, full circle and continue to develop. But in other news, obviously we have, Bitcoin Lightning Network hits 6,000 nodes after a week of Twitter spotlight, high noon investors and journalists and crypto, of course, continuing doing what they do, and Facebook preparing its shopping list to fuel its blockchain dreams. Of course, Facebook looking to get in on the cryptocurrency space, which is pretty exciting as well. Even though Facebook pretty much is a company on its last, on the edge of its, holding on by one last thread, but still. It's still a force to be reckoned with. Cryptocurrencies honestly useless by this Harvard cryptographer, which is a pretty hilarious article. Heated debate, should Bitcoin's maximum supply of 21 million be increased? I oppose this. I think that the limited supply of Bitcoin, and once they take Pandora out of the box and they add more Bitcoin, it's kind of defeats the purpose. But data scientists suggests Bitcoin has reached global penetration, which is also an interesting indicator, especially now with the slight movement we saw in the market yesterday. It is interesting to see how these technologies have been developing thus far. But of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Obviously this video is not financial advice. Remember, this video is just my opinion. But yeah, of course, if you guys are interested, you can connect with us on Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber as always. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm very bullish on the cryptocurrency space. I'm interested in seeing where these different developments are going to take us. And I think we could see some pretty interesting things around the corner. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.